Morning. Today is Saturday, March 25th. XYZ number of days since my last infusion. I think it's day 15 or something. Anyway, a couple of weeks after. Good morning so far. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Interesting week. This was my last week of pills in that whole series, so I'm all done with that part of it. Wasn't necessarily busy, but it wasn't necessarily slow. My neuropathy, the fingers, the tingling, it still happened a little bit. Kind of happened yesterday afternoon. I'll explain that in a second with the fun stuff. The first bite syndrome is gone, so that always just kind of dissipates with after about the first week of the infusion part of it. So there isn't a whole lot of reaction that my body's having to the pills, other than I think a little bit of the neuropathy. I'd sent my doctor a message earlier in the week about, hey, it seems to be lingering a little bit longer than what it did last time. And again, it's on a scale of 1 to 10, it's maybe a 2, unless I'm grabbing ice or something. But it's not unbearable at all. And I asked her if it was possible that it was just cumulative, if it just gets worse over time or it goes away, or is it supposed to be, or anything that I should be concerned about. She's like, no, sometimes that happens, but just keep me posted, because then what they can do is they can adjust the chemistry of the infusion to kind of keep it at a minimum. So I'm hoping and praying that it's not a permanent thing. It's possible. I'll deal with it if I need to, but I'd rather be alive. I'd rather be alive with tingly fingers than not. So the other part is I had a little bout at the beginning of the week with diarrhea. And for those of you who have weak stomachs, just pause, fast forward a couple of seconds, and then come back. But part of my surgery was that part of my rectum has been taken out, because that's where the cancer was. So that rectum is for lack of a better term, your storage, where you store everything for when you've got to go. In the past, I was able to know that feeling and say, well, I can go after I get to the office, or I can go when I get home, or I'll go after lunch, or I don't have to go right now, I can just kind of wait. Because part of that pocket, that rectum, has been removed, I don't have that ability anymore. When I gotta go, because I can't store it. That being said, it's not like I'm on roller skates all the time either, looking for a bathroom. I still have those feelings of, okay, I've got to go, I just can't wait, and I can't just put it off. So I had a little bout of diarrhea, which, when you don't have that storage unit, woo-wee, does that make it interesting. That's a time when I definitely have to be near a spot where I've got to go. I know that this was an uncomfortable subject to hear, but it's my new life. It's part of how things are going to be for me from now on. Unless I'm able to take some sort of, what do they call those, that therapy? With rats. Anyway. Unless I can grow one somehow, but we'll see. So anyway, back to reality. That's done, but that was a wild day, or almost 2 days, really, day and a half. Want to talk a little bit about manifesting. It's something that kids bring up all the time, and I'll be damned if it's not true. And it happened today again. It happened a while back. It's one of those things where you become what you think about most, or things that you think will happen to you eventually will happen to you if you concentrate on them enough. And I have a couple of cases that are just sort of, So our elevator, a little crack along the door, you always look down that thing like, I wonder how much change has got down that thing over time. How much change is at the bottom of the elevator shaft? Didn't happen recently. This happened months ago. But I keep my keys, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 keys altogether for my little walking around the building keys. Got my building key, got my apartment keys, and got my storage unit key. It's really small. And sure enough, I'd always thought, man, I better put my keys in my pocket, or else they're going to go down that damn crack. Sure enough, a handful of months ago, I had him out and I was doing something and I dropped him, and Joel and I were standing there at the time watching. Keys dropped, and it's almost like they bounced right towards the crack and right down the elevator shaft. So anyway, I was able to fish him out and get him back, and I had a fishing pole and a magnet at the bottom of it, and I got down to it and picked him up. But anyway, to today's incident of manifesting. When I'm warming up my bagels in the morning, I like them well done. Or not burnt, but pretty much well done. Well done. So when I transfer them over to the area on the counter where I put my cream cheese on them, they're always so damn hot. So I'm always kind of juggling them. And sure enough, I think the last handful of months or weeks, I've been thinking, one of these days, one of those things is just going to jump off the shelf or right on the damn floor. What am I going to do? It happened today. So I dropped my bagel butt on the floor. So basically, took the first set of bagels out, and sure enough, the bottom end or the butt end was just so damn hot that I kind of dropped on the counter and it bounced a couple of times and bloop, right onto the damn floor. You son of a... So rather than lose my bacon like I normally would have and just throw it around and just get pissed off, that's years ago me, I ended up making another full bagel. So now I have a bagel and a half this morning. So anyway, it's fun. It's fun being me. Other than that, everything's good, guys. Oh, last thing. Heard Bruce Springsteen was going to come to town on Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday on the news, and tickets went on sale yesterday. Another Joey incident. So I logged on. He's going to be here December 2nd at San Diego Sports Arena or Pechanga Arena, whatever they call it now, right there in the middle of town. Bruce Springsteen, people. Dude, Bruce Springsteen coming to San Diego is a big deal, for me anyway. Anyhow, logged on, there's a queue where you got to wait. Once you log in, 10 o'clock, there's a little queue of a little guy, and they show him running down this little bar. It's just to keep track of where you are in the line. Finally get to my turn. It's like 10:04. I'm like, yes. So there's plenty of seats at this point, and I'm looking around. There's little gray areas, gray dots and blue dots. So I'm walking around and pick a couple of blue dots, not near the stage because I knew they were going to be expensive, but about halfway back. Picked them, $600 each for a ticket. Like, oh my God, hell no. Clicked them, unclicked them, started clicking more gray dots, and wasn't clicking for me on the little. They weren't clicking to indicate with a little green check mark that I clicked those seats. So sure enough, it's like, oh my God, I'm under the stress of I got to get these tickets because this damn thing's going to sell out. Sure enough, I'm clicking more areas and I can't seem to get it to work. Like, damn it. So I go back, calm down, look at my cart. Cart's empty. Don't have any seats waiting. So I hit the back button. Damn it, put me into another queue. Like, you son of a gun, dad blasted Joey. Sure enough, now it's more like 10:15, and I'm starting in that line or that waiting queue all over again. So, yep, that's me. Finally got through. Finally realized I was supposed to be clicking the blue dots and not the gray ones. The reason the gray ones weren't clicking to the green indication that I checked those seats was because they were unavailable. Duh. But I was so psyched. Bruce Springsteen, y'all. Can't wait for this. Anyhow, we did get seats. They're not in the rafters, but they're pretty damn close. Let's just say this. I'm definitely hoping they have big, huge video of what's going on the stage because we're almost sitting in the parking lot. But it's Bruce. Bruce, man. So excited for that. Anyhow, again, everything's good. I've got this week off, no pills, no chemo, no medication, no nothing. I go in for my third infusion next Friday, which that'll be the halfway point, and that's what I'm psyched about. Once I get through that third series, that third infusion and those 2 weeks of pills, once I get to this point, then I will be on the downside, people. I'm very happy about that. Another good thing that happened this week was Becky Pop reached out, sent me a text just saying she was thinking about me. And that felt really, really good. That felt so great. Thank you, Becky. They're a family in Albuquerque. They're part of the Silva tribe. Silva tribe was always my favorite too. And especially, Judy and Mike and just the whole Silva tribe for me was just a big deal. I love you guys. But one of the memories that brought back to me, damn, I even get a little emotional thinking about it, was how good you guys treated me. You and Jim. Just going over to your place and going swimming as often as we did when I was a kid. Me and Gloria, Mom and Dad would go over there and just spend the day just hanging out, just barbecue, just burgers on the grill, and me and Judy and Stephen, God rest your soul, Stephen, Lori, and just swimming and just having a great time. Yep. Thank you. That was super cool, you guys. You're always good to me, and I really appreciate that. It's emotional for me. Anyhow, felt good, and I appreciate that a ton. So, and Joelle's sleeping next door. So I don't want to, I want you guys to send me texts, oh, you were down this morning. I'm not down at all. It's one of those happy, emotional memories that really feels good. It was good hearing from you. Anyway, I'm going to have my 1.5 bagels because I dropped my half bagel butter on the floor. And get my coffee, finish up the laundry, and get my Saturday started. It's supposed to be sunny out, 60 degrees. It's not our typical weather this time of year, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get out and do something. I'm going to do something. And my goal is to get to Barrio Logan, to get to Las Cuatro Milpas for a little Mexican food. It's one of those places like Mom would have opened. There's nothing fancy to it at all. It's regular folks that go in there. It's always a line, 45 minutes at least to get in there. But the food is spectacular. What I'll do next time I make one, I don't know if I'll make another, I probably won't make another video till after the next series. This weekly thing is doing good for me. But I'll see if I can include some pictures of the food there. It's just so homemade that it's just unbelievable. Again, nothing fancy with the place at all. They could use some paint. They could use a remodel. Don't do it. Just leave it exactly like it is. It's one of those places like in Barelas and Albuquerque where it's just right there in the barrio. It's just folks. I love that place. Anyway, thank you guys. Have a good week. Be good to each other. Onward, baby. Onward. Thank you.